About 180 artists surrounded Appleton City Park for the Trout Museum of Art's 53rd annual Art at the Park. Organizers say the festival's purpose is to introduce people to different types of art and get them involved. And it's that variety of art that the festival prides itself on.
However, as Fox 11's Bill Miston tells us, some artists say that variety is a relatively new addition.
Despite the threat of rain looming overhead, hundreds of art fans enjoyed the work that hundreds of artists toiled over. Some artists are relatively new to Art at the Park.
Third year.
Others have been part of the Juried Art Festival for quite some time.
52 years.
Like Phil Seeley. Seeley says he's seen a lot of change over the years at the annual Art Fest.
In the beginning, we used to hang snow fencing out here, and people would bring their artwork in and hang it on the snow fences. Nobody had tents in those days.
Seeley says not much has changed how he starts his watercolor paintings, using a simple sketch and a photograph. Only now, instead of a camera with film, he uses a digital one. Despite that change, Seeley says he's noticed a big change in not just how art is made.
The definition of art and artist has changed so much over the years.
But what art is.
In the old days, it was 90% painters. Today, there's over 200 people showing in the park, and there are 21 painters.
From painters to gourd art, jewelry to pottery, and photography.
Delaware. I was staying with a friend in Delaware, and it was in her yard. I was at a natural springs there in Florida.
Each one of these is from a picture that you took.
Yes. Yep.
Each one is different.
Yep.
Brett Miley is a mandala artist.
They're limited editions.
First, she takes a photo, generally of an endangered species. She then imports it into a computer, manipulates it into a pattern, and then prints it onto an aluminum disc. Miley's the only Art at the Park artist under the computer imaging category.
Started creating them professionally, and 7 years later, this is where I'm at.
The former Florida ecologist says despite her art being created through a computer program, hers is the same as any other artist's.
So anybody can push a button, but unless you can, have that emotional that you put into it, it'll fall flat.
In Appleton, Bill Miston, Fox 11 News.
Art at the Park featured art from 13 different types of media. The type that fielded the most artists this year was in the jewelry category with 39.